Wanted.
We're gonna do a vlogception.
What we're gonna do?
This is vlogception with Dear Mama Sal. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but something that has to do with my makeup room.
I know, it's very exciting because you see, the one thing that everybody asks of me is, can we see her stuff? Okay. Hello everybody, and here I am on my way back home. And there's a very large part of me that's quite sad right now. I have had such a fun trip. I am so glad I did it. I learned a lot. I laughed a lot. I got time to think a lot. And I rested a lot. Well, even though I was busy sort of doing stuff here and there, I really got to rest. I didn't feel guilty a lot. You know, like, gosh, I should be doing housework, or I should be doing this. I kept reminding myself, you're on vacation, that you're meant to be not doing very much. And because of that, I had a blast. I really did. It was amazing. Now, here's another thing. I know this is going to be really hard to believe, but I'm going to be talking about this during the week. I probably ate less in these 48 hours than I would normally eat in 12. No, but close. No, maybe in 24. So I would say I consumed half the food that I would normally eat. And I wasn't hungry. And no, I didn't even have the green juice, except Benji made me some so that I could have it on the way home. It's good. I got it put serious lemon in it, and it's wonderful. But here was the thing, and I think I got it now, Benj. What Benji was telling me, and I know he's probably said it 5 million times, but I never really understood it. That if you eat the right foods, right as in not modified, not messed with, not covered in gunk, you will need less of it to be satisfied. The other thing, you know, they always put a bowl of chocolate next to my bed. I love them for that. And every night I had a piece of chocolate. I think I had 2. And that was just about the only sweet stuff I had in 48 hours. I have no idea what that's done for my body, but I got a pretty good guess. A pretty good guess that my body is going to be feeling a whole lot healthier for not having to process all the garbage that I normally put in. Now, the fun stuff is, we have got some fun video for you coming up, and I am going to try and split it up because I want to try and get a balance on the videos this week. You know, some Dear Mama Sal, a little bit of Benji. I spoke with Benji about hospitality, the Japanese way, because he always is so gracious as a host. And I wanted to ask him, you know, what was it? What had he been taught? Because, you know, when his mother taught him about how to entertain a guest, she did a good job. And then his variation on them, what he believes today. So that was really fun. And for all of you who asked, yep, I did get the graciousness of Judy, bless her heart. She actually thought it was quite fun for us to go and do a little girls' moment in the makeup room. It was such fun. I had a blast. And the only problem was, you know, she was showering me with gifts, and I really felt quite embarrassed because, you know, that wasn't what I wanted in doing that. What I wanted was find out where that stuff was. And we did. And so it was really fun, and I know you guys are all going to really enjoy it a lot during the week as I show you clips of that. It was just, I was like a kid in a candy store. And bless her heart, I actually asked her if she could give the Dear Mama Sal viewers a bit of advice on a brand new product that, you know, before she did the video on it. So let's hope that I get that. That'll probably be one of the first clips that I will put up, just to make sure you get it before the rest of the world does. Because I really do value all of you who are viewers, and I wanted to give you something really special. And so it was really good. However, you will get it in bits and pieces during the week, because it could be a little bit of overload all at one time. But I know a lot of you genuinely cared about me during this trip, and I really want to thank you all. You know, I felt a bit stupid when I said I've got 24 hours before I do this trip. Do any of you have any advice? I don't know why I felt a bit strange about that, but I really did mean it. And, you know, so many of you came up with wonderful moments and things to really make me realize that maybe I was not quite as incompetent at this as I would have you believe. I know without any doubt that as the children grow up, and presuming I am given health, and presuming I do the right things to give myself health, that I will be in their lives for some time, and I will be hopefully of value to them in their lifetime. And if not, I'm pretty sure I will leave behind some wisdom in various places for them. But it really was very mind-blowing to me that you guys came up with some of the advice that you did, and how helpful it was to me. I mean, you're right. You know, I've nurtured a lot of people in my own way, in a different way, and I've nurtured a lot of animals in my time. I just really just wasn't very skilled in babies. And it wasn't my fault. I got that. So, a really meaningful trip. Now, somebody did write to me during this, and by the way, we got lots of new people that came on board, and great to meet you all, and thank you so much for popping in. I know you watched some clips from Benji and Judy and decided to come and have a look at some of the Dear Mama Sal stuff, and they're enjoying it. So I'm very, very happy to meet you all, and I'm sure we'll get to know you a lot better along the way, because we really are an extended family of people who support one another. But one person wrote to me and said, how do you mend a broken heart? And you know, this is one of those stories that we'll need to revisit regularly. You know, I once learned about advertising that the reason that they put advertisements in the papers for dishwashers and fridges every single day is because most people don't know they need a fridge or a dishwasher. It doesn't sort of give you a little warning sign that says, hello, it's 3 days before I'm about to conk out on you. Be prepared. You know, fridges and dishwashers and things like that that have become part of our everyday, and some of us would, I mean, how many of you could live without these things? And now computers, you know, people can't live without their computers now, or their cell phones now. And that's why you see ads for them every day. And so what people, the advertisers know, is the day that it breaks down is the day you panic and go, oh, need a new dishwasher now. Or dishwasher perhaps you can wait a few days for. But a fridge? No, I got to go get one now. And they want to make sure that they've got deals in the paper every day. So if today is the day that yours breaks down, you can look in the paper. So what has this got to do with a broken heart? Everything. Absolutely everything. We never know when somebody or something is going to break your heart. And you know, I think from what I've researched and experienced, that the process is so similar in all of these things that we will constantly need to revisit it. Because it'll mean nothing to you, or very little to you, the time that you don't need it, but it's going to mean a lot to people on the time that they do. And so although what I'm going to say today will be much the same as I said maybe 18 months ago, I have no fear of revisiting it. Because heartbreak is something that we can never be too prepared for. Heartbreak is something that we wish that nobody had to experience. The feeling of somebody reaching in and pulling your heart out of your ribcage is absolutely devastating. Now there are two sorts of ways that I want to talk about. The one way is when you lose somebody that you genuinely loved. Whether that's a boyfriend, a grandmother, a parent, a dog, your pet fish, I don't mind. If you genuinely loved this thing or person, you will have to go through the cycle of loss. Now, some of us are able to prepare for that cycle of loss. For example, I have been preparing for my cycle of loss for quite a while now, because you all know I'm about to have to put Beena down. Beena is my dog, for those of you who don't know. And it's probably going to be in the next couple of weeks. And so I've been preparing. So I know that the very first thing you hit in the cycle of loss is denial. I can't believe that happened. Well, in the case of Beena, I'm through that. I can't believe it happened. It was the day they told me that he had a degenerative disease of his nerve sleeves. I don't know, or rather his tendon sleeves. So basically what's happening to him is he is becoming paralyzed and has to some degree got a situational paralysis going on. He can walk for a little bit and suddenly his whole back end will give out. Alright, so for some time I have known about this. Now the first day they told me, my heart got ripped out. I'm standing in the vet's office and she tells me he's got degenerative myopathy, I think. And I'm going, what would that be in English? What did I know? And I knew it didn't sound good. Whenever they use words like that, you know, chances are this is not very good. And then she explained what it was, and then I asked the obvious question, is there any way I can stop this happening? And she said no. And she said, but this is what you're going to look for in the coming months, and it's going to get progressively worse. And my question was, do I need to put him down now? No. We'll let you know when it's time. So it's getting close. I know that. I don't have to ask for that. I can see it is. His good days are getting about equal to his bad days now. And I don't want him to go through bad days. He has sort of half a day of good and then half a day of not so good. And I don't want that to get a whole lot worse for him. We're talking about a quality of life. So I'm talking about that first stage of loss, which is denial. So the first thing that happens when somebody breaks your heart is you get into the, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe they left me. I can't believe she died. I can't believe, all right, it's a denial. And it's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. We also get it, by the way, when people maybe betray us. See, that sense, that whole cycle of loss happens as well. I can't believe they did that to me. I don't have to die. I can't believe they did that to me. You're stunned. It's I don't believe it. You see, we want the opposite to be true. We want to be wrong. That's why you're saying, I can't believe it. I want to be wrong about this. I want to be misunderstanding the situation. I don't want to admit that this is happening. Quite normal. So I said there are two different sorts of loss, and we talked about pets and people, and now what about people who get caught in an earthquake? Do they get a warning sign that comes in, the mail a couple of weeks before, going, oh, thought I'd just let you know, this time next week you won't have a house. There's an earthquake coming and it's going to be destroyed. Or, hello, just wanted to let you know, you've got what do you call it, mobile home, and you live in Tornado Alley, and we thought we'd give you 10 days notice that there's a tornado coming through. And we don't get warning of this. It just happens, and one minute you have a home that you love, and all the family pictures, and all the things that you adore, and the next minute, nothing. Except some people get to go back to the ruins of what was their home and pick up, if they are very lucky, some memories. Maybe not the memories they thought they were going to carry for the rest of their life. It might be a charred piece of a picture. Or a piece of broken glass from their favorite vase. Or vase, if you happen to be in the States. And suddenly you realize that what you thought was precious in your life perhaps wasn't. And then you realize that what you lost is all the happiness that you had spent so long building. And again you go into denial. I can't believe this happened. Some of you may even challenge your faith. I can't believe that God would allow this to happen, or Allah would, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like we go into this whole cycle. It breaks your heart. And I don't how much I prepare for loss. Just even talking about it, I can feel my throat closing up, and I can feel the pain in the back of my throat. And I can feel the heartache. So how do you heal a broken heart? With your permission, as much as I will talk a lot of joy this week, I would like to balance it out with a discussion on the flip side of it, the yin and the yang. I want some fun video, and I want some realization that this could all be gone tomorrow. And the reason I'm wording it that way is I want each and every one of us to remember when, for example, when I said goodbye to Benji, Judy, to Melody, to Julianna, and the twins, I do so knowing that I may never again get the privilege of seeing them again. And you're going, oh, Sal, yeah, that's not true. And I go, do you know it to not be true? Because I don't know whether I'll be around tomorrow or next week, and neither do you. All I do know is I am so glad that we had this time together. Because for me, it was magical. It was magical because we all just did our thing. You know, they made a half-hearted attempt of asking me not to do the washing up yesterday. But they knew I was going to do it anyway. You know, I mean, they just knew that's what I would want to do. And that I felt comfortable enough in their home to go and do it. No, I think the words that get used are, you don't have to do that. And I said to Judy, if I thought I had to, I can assure you I would not be doing it. Do you know what I mean? You know me well enough, right? I got an attitude. So if I thought I had to do the washing up, you know what I would have said.